welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm gonna be reading Sara Carrolli's favorite books. This is part of a series that I actually started a few months ago in my old apartment where I would read booktubers' favorite books. And I thought it was time to kind of do the part 2 of it. So like I said, I'm gonna be reading Sara Carrolli's favorite books, and I already have a list of them. The video that I watched that I got these from watched the tier ranking of the 2023 books that she had read. So that's where I got my options from. I have 4 choices here, and I'm honestly excited about all of these because they're literally all are in my must-read TBR. I was able to pick out 4, but I think for this video, I want to at least get through 3 of them. So the first one that I picked out was Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm sure you've heard about this series already like a million times. It's one of the most popular YA series, and I read the first book. It was a 5-star for me. Loved it. So I'm excited to continue reading. I just haven't found, I guess, the right time to pick this one up, but it has been on my TBR for a while now. This is one of those that wasn't in like her favorites of 2023 when I was watching the video, but it was still on the tier that still counted for the books that she really loved. So that's why I have this one. Also, you might see a trend of purple in this stack of books for some reason. Next option that I have is Powerless by Elsie Silver. I recently bought this one after I read Heartless by her, and I have been waiting for the perfect moment to pick this one up, and I think now is the time to do that. So I'm excited about this one. This is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Springs series, and it is I don't know if it's like a full-on hockey romance, but I know the main male character is a hockey player or was a hockey player, so there's that, and I believe it's a childhood friends to lovers type of trope. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. The other option that I have is Love Redesign by Lauren Asher. I've heard that this is one of the best Lauren Asher books, so I'm really excited to get to Julian and what's the grown-up character? Dahlia's story. I've had this one again for a long time. Ever since it came out, I went and got it, and I don't know, I feel kind of intimidated because it is a long book, and sometimes for me when a romance is like super long and thick, they worry me a little bit, but I've heard really great things about it, and it's one of Sara Carrolli's favorite books, so I added it to the stack. The last option that I have, I honestly had to add this one in because if you know and have been watching Sara Carrolli, you're gonna understand why. I mean, I cannot do this video of reading Sara Carrolli's favorite books if I didn't add Daisy Haites into the mix. So he loves the whole series from what I gathered, so since I'm on this one, I thought it was a good opportunity to continue reading it because I did start it. I am on page 98, so it's a good opportunity for me to finishing it and get my thoughts on it and continue the whole series. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been excited to read for a video before because all of these books have been on my must-read TBR, so I'm really excited. I feel like I have really great choices here and a potential for more than 1 5-star, so we'll see. Hey everyone, it's been a few days since I updated this vlog. It has only been like 2 days to be honest. I did start Powerless by Elsie Silver. I am loving this so far and I'm only like 50 pages in. I'm just so happy and excited to be back in like the Chestnut Springs like world and seeing Kate, Willa, Summer, Rhett, and getting to know Jasper and Sloane, I believe, a little bit more. I'm really enjoying it so far. It does have potential for a 5-star read, but we'll see how it goes because Kate and Willa have a special place in my heart. And when they appeared on this one for a little bit in the beginning, I was just so excited to just see them again. So far, we got introduced to the plot. So basically, Sloane is about to get married, and then she ends up not going through with it. She asks Jasper to just take her away and go back to Chestnut Spring. Jasper and Sloane have known each other since childhood because Sloane is actually the cousin for Red, Bo, and Cade. And then Jasper, if you read the books of the series, you know that he was kind of like adopted into the family, and he considers like Cade read and the Eaton brothers as brothers. I can't wait to continue reading, and I honestly left in a very kind of like cliffhangery part and like tense part of it. But I do have to go into work, but I'm definitely gonna pick this one up at night. Good morning, everyone. It's been a couple of days since I've updated this vlog. It is Tuesday, about to be 8:30, so I don't have a lot of time to record this. I'm gonna do this as best as I can. I believe last time we spoke, I was in the middle of Powerless by Elsie Silver. I finished it, so there's that. I really enjoyed it. However, I did love Heartless and Flawless more than this one, and I think one of the main reasons for that is it didn't need to be this long of a book, just because there were scenes and things I was just like skipping through or skimming through them just because it didn't warrant for them to be in it. Like, for example, this book had a lot of spicy scenes in it, you know, compared to Flawless or Heartless, and Heartless is one of my favorite books of the series so far. But on this one, there became a point where I was just kind of like spicy scene after chapter after chapter after chapter. Like, it just kind of like did not stop. I mean, that's fine if you enjoy that, and I do enjoy that from time to time, but when it comes to like the plot and the story, it just didn't really add anything to it. I was just more looking for that emotional connection, a part of it at that point. So yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit, but overall I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed their friendship. I feel like as I continue to read about them and just about the characters themselves, I got to know them a lot more, and I really understood certain things that they would do or how they would react to things or just how they are. Yeah, I really love how Elsie Silver brings that depth to the characters. In terms of rating, I'm gonna give it 4 stars because, again, I really did enjoy the whole story and the friends to lovers thing, which it's funny because friends to lovers is usually my least favorite trope, but honestly I really enjoy reading their story. And even when we would read about some of the things that happened in the past and all that, yeah, I just really honestly really enjoyed it. I don't know what else to say. With that said, I did continue reading Daisy Haites by Jessa Hastings. If you know Sarah, you know that she loved this series and she talks about it all the time, so I could not do this video without adding this series in it, and this is the book that I'm on right now for the Magnolia Parks and Daisy Haites kind of like books. So yeah, right now I'm on page 187, which is chapter 27. I was able to read a lot this morning, so I'm really excited about that because this book is long as well. I think it's like 490 something pages. At first I was kind of like meh, you know, kind of like reading and pushing myself to read it, but now that I was able to read a good chunk of it and really get back into this world, I'm loving it. Like, I'm excited for the rest of Daisy and Christian's story. I am loving it a whole lot more than Magnolia Parks. I just think that this one has a little bit more maturity in it. We still have that miscommunication trope, toxic in certain areas type of things, but I am enjoying it a whole lot more than Magnolia Parks. I feel like Magnolia Parks was very childish in the way that sometimes the characters would react to things, which honestly I still enjoyed the book, so don't get me wrong, but I am enjoying this one a whole lot more. And I don't know, I feel like there's also a different element that Daisy's family and Christian are bringing to the story, so I'm excited to see what else kind of like unravels. I've been doing so bad at keeping this vlog updated. I don't even know where I left off. I think the last time I updated, I let you know that I finished Powerless and started reading Daisy Haites by Jessa Hastings. Hastings by Jessa Hastings. Well, ever since then, I have continued reading Daisy Haites, but it's taken me a little bit longer to get through it. Not because of the book, it's just that I'm really wanting to read Leather and Lark by Brain Weaver. I'm like struggling like between both books because I want to make sure that I get this vlog up on time, but then I also want to read Leather and Lark and finish it while also juggling work, and yeah, it's just a mess. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, when it comes to Daisy Haites, I am on page 310. I am loving this so far. I think I said earlier that I am loving this one more than Magnolia Parks. 100% confirm that I am loving Daisy Haites so much more. I feel like it's just more mature and there's like different things going on. And honestly, even when Magnolia like makes an appearance, or like even BJ makes an appearance, it's just kind of like annoying to me. That's just where I'm at. I wanted to let you know real quick that I was still reading Daisy Haites and I'm almost done with it. Hopefully by the next time I update, I am already starting the last book. Yeah, that's all I wanted to let y'all know. I think it's been like a month and a half or so since I've last filmed. So long story short, I've just been trying to figure out how to balance being a mom, work, and just enjoy life while do this like content of reading and sharing my passion for reading and the books that I'm reading and all that. So that's just what's been going on overall. Also, if you hear an echo or some noise in the background, my toddler is literally next to me watching her cartoon, so that's just what we're working with right now. Ever since the last clip, I have finished the book. I really loved it. I loved it even more than Magnolia Parks, although I really did enjoy like the overall read of it and the drama and all of that, but this one really tugged at my heartstrings. Like I literally was almost crying by the end, and if you read it, you know why and all that. So I really love Daisy. I respect Daisy. Honestly, just kept thinking if it was a 5-star read, and the more that I thought about it, the more that I wasn't gonna give it a 5-star. So 4.75 seemed like the next best option. There were some things that just felt repetitive, and in some parts I was kind of bored, so that's why I couldn't give it like the full 5. Overall, really enjoyed it. I understand why so many people love this book, and also why Sara Carrolli really loves the Magnolia Parks and Daisy Haites kind of like series and world overall. So yeah, I'm happy that I finally got to this one because I'm excited to continue going with the series. The next book that I'm going to be reading for this video is going to be Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is part of the Natural series. I really loved the first one, The Naturals. I'm also excited to see how kind of like the romance subplot progresses on this one because I do enjoy the characters overall. So I'll probably start reading this one after I finish filming because I did just finish another book. So honestly, perfect timing to start this one. This video took so long to film, and it's just that it's been a wild couple of months and I just hadn't taken the time to really read and film and edit and all that stuff for just overall creating content. With that said, I am so happy that this video is like fully done and complete. I was able to read 3 books in total. Going into like my final thoughts of all the books that I read, the first book that I finished was Powerless by Elsie Silver. Initially, I gave this book 4 stars, but after reflecting and processing it for the past couple of weeks and months since I've read it, I feel like I might need to bump it down to maybe like a 3.5, which honestly pains me because I've been loving Elsie Silver so much. I don't know, this one just for some reason didn't do it for me. I think I had different expectations going into it, and compared to the other Chest of Springs books in the series, this one I feel like has been the most spicy one so far. And honestly, at some point it literally gave me like the ick, and it just put me off a little bit because it was literally chapter after chapter after chapter of just like spicy scenes, which don't get me wrong, I do enjoy my spicy scenes and spicy romance and all that stuff, and sometimes even the spicier the better. But for this one specifically, it just seemed like that was the only thing going on for them, because again, it is a friends to lovers, so the characters were already coming in with like a friendship already and like this history with each other, so it just didn't give what I was looking for. And this is one of the reasons why I don't really vibe with friends to lovers too much, because I feel like it can be so tricky to balance kind of like the connection they already have to kind of like build up on it. I don't know. I don't know, let me know your thoughts on it if you enjoyed this one. The next book that I read was Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. If you've been following Sara Carrolli for a little bit now, you'll know that this series is very, very beloved by her, so I had to add in a book from the series into this video. For this one, I gave it 4.75 stars, so not quite the full 5, but at the same time in my head, I just couldn't give it any less than 4.5. So I was like, it was either between a 4.5 or a 4.75. And I feel like what made it for me give it like that 4.75 was literally the ending, because that's when I realized how much I actually was connected to these characters and rooting for them and, you know, their story and all that. This book did take me like a month to finish it, honestly. It wasn't because of the book like 100%. Like I said, I had just other stuff going on. I really wasn't finding time to read or film or anything. However, at one point it was kind of feeling a little bit repetitive for me, and there was a point where I just wasn't gravitating towards it. I think it was like more in the middle part of the book where it just kind of felt like the same things happening over and over again. It just wasn't giving for me, but I do love the characters. I love the stories. I cannot wait to continue reading the rest of the series. The last book that I finished was Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is one that I finished fairly recently. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It felt very refreshing, just kind of like reading like a YA mystery thriller, because they're so easy to follow, easy to read, and very, very fast paced. I love this character so much, and it was just so fun to be back in it with them and just kind of like reading their stories and their talents and, you know, all of that fun stuff. For me, around like maybe 50% of the book, it's when it started to get a little bit slower. And when I say slower, not that it was bad, it's just like I was very confused as to what was happening, because we were getting like half information of stuff, and then when we get like an explanation for it, it just didn't make sense. But after they started kind of like doing their own thing and kind of like uncovering things, that's when for me the story got really, really good, and it was one of those that I just could not put it down. I just want to like binge read the last 2 books like on a weekend or something. Overall, I feel like I had a really good time. I really enjoyed the books that I read. So I don't know, maybe Sara Carrolli and I have pretty similar book tastes. I love making content like this and videos like this, so let me know if there's any other like booktuber that you like, or any just in general book content creator that you enjoy that you recommend for me to read some of their favorite books. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you made it this far, leave me a comment with the bow emoji. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. And that's gonna be it. I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.
You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need a killer dragon for me.